Soon as, Andy's done. Sorry about that. It's all good. I know. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Historical and Architectural Review Board meeting for today, May 6th. First on the agenda is a call to order. Did that. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's all right. Great. Next on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes for the last meeting, which was April 2nd. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Great. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Approved. And now we can get into the applications for board review. First, we have HARB 2026-07, 124 Poplar Ave. This is a two-car garage addition with a family room and deck area at the first floor level above the garage. So if you'd like to come up, describe your project, and we'll go from there.
Sure. Good evening. So this is 124 Poplar, and my clients, Louise and Charles Carrington. And primarily what they're looking to do is towards the back of the property and house that's existing. So I think you've probably all had a chance to look through the application, but now this has turned 90 degrees, so it's probably not ideal on the screen, but basically all the context, and I just tried to very clearly locate from vantage point of what was shot, looking around. And you can see that the existing house, it's all kind of a buff to yellow kind of stucco finish, and then there's a little bit of clapboard only in kind of the eaves and some of the enclosed porch, that sort of thing. So basically the whole house is pretty homogeneous that way in terms of the finish. So what they are looking to do, some of this is going to be vetted out with the zoning and through the building process, but they have an existing non-conforming use. So the civil engineers put together this plan which shows that they're rather close on the existing property and that side lot. And it's just ever so slightly getting closer to the side lot. Obviously, they're never perfectly parallel. So our proposition is to offset it another 10 inches or more, where there's currently a retaining wall of about 4 feet high because of the grading and stuff. So that's where the garage would be, and it's basically at a basement level because of the way the grade really slopes down towards the back of the property. And so functionally, the two-car garage that we're adding, what's existing there, which you could see in some of the pictures, it's two separate garage vehicle doors, and it's just really difficult to navigate, and there's just not a lot of space in the inside either. And so they're really trying to get away from some of that and have a side approach, just a single two-car garage door, and a little more of a paved area to give them the ability to turn around and that sort of thing. And then above that, which you'll see in the elevations, and I can talk through the architectural plan, a little more living space over part of the garage, and then a deck at the balance of it. So let me go to the next page. Let me zoom out a little bit. So what you're seeing is each of the floors. The bottom right is the attic, and I had that on the plan, but we're not really doing anything up there, but just for context. So basically, you're seeing here all the way to the left, that's the basement level. So existing basement, totally underground, below grade. Same with kind of the second part. So what you're seeing, that front of the house, that's the original, say, 1920s structure, and then where it becomes more of that L shape off the back, all of that part was a 1998 addition. And so we're just kind of taking that same approach and adding on to the 1998 addition, not touching anything really in terms of the shell beyond that. And so we're seeing the two-car garage, and then at the main level, you're seeing the proposed family room over half of the garage, more or less, and then a deck on the other part. We are shifting the stair. So right now, it's rather inconvenient the way the first floor is laid out, and actually the second, where...
Real quick, I will say.
Yeah.
We have no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you want context.
No, so
Great.
always
Okay.
appreciate
Sorry.
that, but, yeah, we have
Okay.
no say on that anyway.
Great. So I'll jump to the elevations then, and some of this will be informed by that. So tried to note up some of the changes. So the only thing at the front where we have the tags on there, so it's an existing pair of French doors, which again, you can see in the picture that I've included of the front elevation. At some point after the original construction, they probably enclosed that side porch. They feel like it's a bit of a security thing and just would rather not have that be a door in what was an enclosed porch. And so we're proposing to put a double hung window with the same matching shutters to what's currently on the front of the house at the first floor level. That's the only change that you would see from the street. And then if you see the side, this side is the one that's closer to that property line. Again, you can see from some of the pictures in the first sheet of the set, you really can't see a lot down that side because of where the houses are located along the street. But we're proposing to remove one window there, the other two, and just shift them basically because of some of what's going on proposed in the interior. Their approach is to want to repaint all of that stucco because right now it doesn't all match. It's a couple different shades of yellow. They want to go just slightly lighter, which is more in keeping with the current front elevation. I know they're rather small, but you can see from those pictures, they get much darker, like a mustard color, which we're not really a fan of. And so would rather stick more with the lighter, almost buff color that's the front of the house currently and make it all cohesive that way. And then in this one, you're seeing the other side. There, again, the original house, the 1998 addition. We are proposing to get rid of a pair of French doors here and just put a small access door. There are stairs up from the driveway to get on this existing deck, and just the way the inside's laying out, it makes a lot more sense. Remove a small window inside and put a door there. And then you're just seeing here the proposed two-car garage, the small family room with the shed roof that's basically doing a similar thing to the shed roof that's here in the front. And then the back of the house, again, you're just seeing from kind of the back of the property looking forward. So everything you're seeing beyond. The one substantive change we're changing to the 1998 addition, it's this floating kind of cantilevered stucco gas chimney. And again, they are not going to use it. It's not original to the house, and they prefer to remove that to really open up between the proposed family room area and the existing back of the house. So the original chimney, of course, is staying. All that's the same. It's just getting rid of the one that's currently floating above the garage level in the back. Any questions? Is that...
Maybe just one question from me. Can you talk about the proposed exterior cladding materials on the addition, the choice thereof, how it relates to the existing
Yes,
home?
absolutely. So for the deck rails and the trim and all that, we would be doing white, which is in keeping with the original. The clad, actually, let me just grab this real quick. We're looking to do a hardy plank clapboard, and so we went with several samples, and this one is actually very close to the front of the house. We were saying it's kind of a off-white, yellowish sort of, and so we're thinking something like that for where you're seeing the clapboard in there. And then, of course, at the back of the garage, as I said before, really, I'm exaggerating this a little bit, but some of that is what was a retaining wall is going to be concrete block with the same stucco finish as the balance of the house for the part that's kind of acting as a retaining wall. But anything that would go above that, we would propose to do this cement board siding.
Did you consider doing stucco for the addition as well? Just curious.
We talked about it, but we felt like when you started to look at it in the side elevations, it just felt to be like no relief. And so what we're trying to play off of a bit is in the side porch area, they had the clapboard in both of these eaves. And so kind of felt like it was a nice nod to that, to be like, well, we're doing the same sort of shed roof, and then we're just kind of carrying it through because, frankly, the main part of this elevation is the vehicle door, and to just kind of break it up. So we'd have a similar color, of course, and so it would be tied together in that way, but just to make it a little more interesting than everything stucco.
Okay.
Roofing material?
It's asphalt shingle now, so we would be matching the existing. We're not looking to change that color or style.
Any other questions?
No.
Andy, I have a question for you, just for education purposes. Existing nonconformities require a variance?
So all plans would get reviewed by the zoning officer when submitted. And generically speaking, if there is an existing nonconformity, you cannot make it worse in condition. That doesn't mean you cannot expand it. You can maybe expand it in directions that do not worsen the infraction.
Okay.
So again, it would be reviewed, and anything that would pop up would be called out at review, even before codes looks at it. It would go through zoning review first by the zoning officer. And that's standard for all plans of this nature.
Sure.
Great.
Okay.
I think from my perspective, it's at the rear of the house. It's barely visible from the street. And generally speaking, I feel like it's relatively unobtrusive and it makes sense added to the rear like that. I don't really have any issues. I don't know if
I had similar questions to you about finishes. So.
Yeah, that's okay. Great. Do I have a motion for a certificate of appropriateness? I'll move. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Great. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thanks
You have
so
your
much.
certificate of appropriateness. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, great. Next up, we have HARB 2026-8, 418 St. David's Road. Remove existing side porch and add a new entrance and porch. If you'd like to come up to talk about the project, focusing on that which is visible from the exterior.
Okay, the project that we're looking at is an existing house, and there's an existing porch on the side. Try to zoom into that a little bit. This is a rendering of the side of the house that we're working on the exterior. There is an existing porch where we're looking at doing the addition. We're going to remove the existing porch and make a better entrance for the inside. There's also going to be a porch that's attached to the addition that we're building. Basically, the intent was pretty much to match the front porch in every way that we could. The railings would be the same, the columns. The intent is to make the addition look like it was a porch that was closed in. And again, pretty much everything we're doing is to match the existing front porch as far as railing, columns. The door is going to be painted black, which the front door is painted black. The skirting will match the existing front porch. The stairs will be similar to the front porch stairs. So again, it's a pretty simple addition to what we're doing, and the intent was to make it look like the existing house. Did you want to see the plans also?
Could we just see Just the original elevation and the new elevation, just to
Okay.
better contextualize what the change is.
Okay, these are pictures of the existing house. This is the front elevation. This is the side elevation showing the existing porch structure. Sorry, I should have a little better picture of that, but I don't. But that is the structure that's being removed. And a little larger addition and porch, a small porch are going to be added back into it.
Okay. And then, great, okay, and then can we see that in plan? Sorry about the zooming in and out.
No, it's all right. It just, okay, this is the plan view. Right now, this is the existing wall that's there.
Okay.
There is a porch right here that is existing. So the addition is really this part right here. There's some renovation going on inside. But again, the existing wall is pretty much in this line where it is at this point. Again, the porch is right in this area, the existing porch, and this is the addition.
Okay, that's helpful, thank you.
Materials and everything we're using are pretty much to match the existing what's there. Color's the same. Standing seam metal roof to match the spouting and the other metal work that's on the house.
The grills on the new windows,
Yeah, the new windows are going to be a Marvin wood window with the same grill pattern that's on the existing house with the grills in the top. They're a simulated true divided light window to match the existing house.
and the Doric faux columns are just.
Yeah, it's just a faux column to make it appear again like it was an existing porch and we're just totally closing it in. There is little wood banding on the outside to match what was at the porch. The steps and the existing deck and porch that we're making are going to be a stained wood. The railings are stained wood, which again is everything that's taken off the front porch to match.
And then it looks like, is that on the front of the house, am I seeing that sort of similar panel siding to the left and the right of the main entry door? Is that where that's being referenced?
Yeah,
Okay.
the front door has a similar look to what we're doing. The house is totally stucco except for areas like the dormers and, some of the framed areas.
Yeah.
Got some paneling underneath the second floor porch door.
Yeah, okay, so that's nice, that'll carry through into the addition, okay.
Is there a reason you're not using slate for this addition?
There is some metal like on this porch roof. And I think that's why they were looking at, and even the roof that we're taking off. So that's where the metal came in.
Okay.
Yeah. Get that. Okay. Any other questions? No. Great. Okay, do I have a motion for a certificate of appropriateness?
Motion for certificate of appropriateness?
Second.
Great. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Motion
guys.
carries. Thank you. Okay, great.
Please.
Yeah, of course.
Is there any way to expedite this? I mean, what's the timeline from here to them starting? Because if they don't finish when they want to finish, they're moving into my house. And I live up the street. And, I'm going to strongly object to that, but
Yeah, that's a question
Gotta
for.
talk to the man over
Yeah,
there.
talk to those folks. We just, yeah, we just govern style and,
beds at your house.
yeah.
Your process, you take this recommendation to the commissioners, or is there, like, where does your recommendation go? How does that work?
To the Board of Commissioners, and then they vote on it at the next hearing,
Yeah, okay.
which would be when? When's the next Board Commissioner meeting?
The end of the month.
Yeah.
That's to be signed by the Board of Commissioners. The certificate of appropriateness has to be signed by the Board of Commissioners.
And at that point, they can apply
Well, it's already applied.
We've already applied.
We already have it,
for building?
but we can't release the permit until that certificate is
Yeah, yeah,
signed.
yeah.
But basically, it will be released, so,
It's a formality that goes next, but it
Yeah.
still has to go through.
yeah, exactly.
It's a technicality.
Essentially technical.
Yeah. Great. Okay, thank you, everyone. The next meeting is June 3rd. Applications must be submitted on or before May 19th. Motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
We're adjourned. Thank you.